I hate having to be financially responsible.
I'll wear your granddad's clothes. I look incredible.
Biggest financial mistake you made in your life?
I sold an apartment. I bought it for $200,000. Sold it for $225,000. Today's $800,000.
What?
Guys, I'm excited about the video today. We're going to be covering 2025's most embarrassing financial moments. But I'm also going to sprinkle in some very inspiring financial stories so that hopefully you can be inspired to change your financial life. Before we begin today, if I could please ask you to hit the subscribe button. You're probably seeing that this is a brand new channel and I'm trying very hard to grow it as fast as I can. And I hope that you enjoy this content and that it makes a difference in your life.
So what was the #1 mistake you made financially when you were younger?
Overspending, buying my friends all the drinks that they wanted, and using
a lot of them.
How do you think so many people spend money on in your opinion?
They want to live for the moment. They don't think about the future. And that's the scary thing about it. If you look at the average savings of people that are this age, in their 30s, their 20s, and even their 40s, it's a cataclysm that's about to happen.
your priorities when you're younger are chasing women or partying with your friends, and you're not really thinking about saving for your first house and the future. So
let me ask you this. What are 3 things you learn about money that you can tell the youth?
Well, first of all, compounding money, how it works, right? Number 1. Number 2, if you buy a piece of property, it is only going to appreciate. There's going to be ebbs and flows, ups and downs. That's the way it works. You stick with it, you will be successful in the process. And number 3 is pay yourself first. The richest man in Babylon, written pre-Christ days, said, pay the king, but make sure you pay yourself. And if you don't do that, you will struggle the rest of your life just to make ends meet. I want to have the peace of being able to say, I don't want to work anymore. And thank God I did at a young age. Bought my first house at 26, and I own 9 houses now.
Guys, I really need y'all to heed this advice because this wisdom is so incredibly good. How can you even come close to doing smart financial things if you don't have a base, solid foundation of knowledge? That's compounding interest, that's investments, savings, different areas of your financial life, like insurance. Like, it takes so much basic knowledge just to be able to do some of the minimum things well. You gotta build up your knowledge. So if you're not reading books, start would be some good advice. Investments, hold assets. Like, you guys got 9 rental properties. I don't think you need to necessarily have 9. The wisdom is so good because start young, hold assets over a long period of time is going to build an extreme amount of wealth. Guys, if you're liking the video so far, please can I ask you to hit the subscribe and like button and leave a comment. It really helps out the channel. As you're probably seeing, the channel is brand new. I'm really trying to grow it as fast as I can so I can get some good knowledge out to the people that are really struggling in this world financially. And I'm hoping that I can inspire many to change their financial life, invest in yourself early. So what that means is no matter how busy your life gets, no matter what your priorities are at the moment, always have at the top of your list to invest automatically. That'll ensure that no matter what craziness goes on in your life, you're always going to get at least a bare minimum of savings and investing, and everything else can go to crap. You can be short on grocery money. You can feel like you're penny pinching a little bit. You can, maybe have to work some extra hours to afford your bills if things are really tight. But guess what? You are building long-term wealth that, going back to point 1, is going to compound over time. Small bits of investments early are going to make the most significant contribution to your long-term wealth.
What is one of the worst financial decisions or mistakes you've ever made? I'll go first. I changed my insurance premium trying to save a couple dollars, took off the gap insurance, took off the rental insurance, made my deductible high as hell, and then guess what? Got in an accident about a month later and had to pay out of pocket like crazy. Didn't have a car for like a month and still had to get to work and make things shake. So yeah, that's me. That's one of my worst financial decisions. What about you? Tell me in the comments, what are some of your worst financial mistakes? Hey, this is a safe space. Because maybe somebody's scrolling through this video about to make a bad decision. They see the comments and they be like, you know what? I'm not doing that. Fuck that. And to be honest, I've made a lot of bad financial decisions, but I could have made a lot more. Sometimes you can see other people's situation and be like, you know what? Nah, not for me. So what are some of your worst financial decisions or mistakes? So me and everybody else can know we don't need to be doing that.
Guys, one of my worst financial mistakes back in college was I switched majors so many times. It was like I was trying to master everything. I was very undecided early on in my life as to what I was going to end up doing. And it ended up costing me a lot of money. College is expensive just to go to get one degree. But imagine spending a year studying one thing, changing, spending a year doing something different, changing, spending a year doing something different again and changing. I did that at least 3 times, maybe 4, and it ended up costing me tens of thousands of dollars extra that I totally regret today. Took out money of the 401k, not realizing the taxes I would have to pay. I've learned since then, I made a lot of poor financial decisions, but this was the most costly. About this comment, yeah, it sucks to have to pay taxes, but you were going to have to pay taxes on that withdrawal no matter when you took it out. I'm a little sad that I'm not seeing that this person's talking about the loss of compound interest over their life, that they took out money out of their retirement and now they aren't going to have, 25 to 50 times that amount in 30 or 40 years from now. That's the real loss. Also, they didn't even mention the penalties and fees that they paid to take the money out. Not only do you have to pay your taxes if it's in a traditional 401k or a traditional IRA, but you're also going to have to pay a 10% fee just to get to that money before your retirement age. That's a huge loss. Run up my credit card by buying furniture. Oh my gosh, that is so not good. The lesson learned, I guess, because credit cards are not for buying furniture. That is such a crazy way, because what are you going to pay, like 25, 30% interest rate on furniture when you could have, at the very worst, just taken out a buy now, pay later type of a loan through the furniture store? You could have done some financing on your sofa where you paid 0% interest for 5 years, and then you just made minimum payments on it and then paid it off. Like, there's so many better ways to finance furniture if you're going to finance it than to put it on a freaking credit card. Going to 2 private colleges equals $114,000 in student loan debt. I did my bachelor's degree and I was going for my master's. Yeah, that's kind of like similar to my regret, because I didn't get 2 full degrees, but I got like 4 partials. So does that equal? I put $8,000 down on an 18 Camaro. I got rid of it about 2 years ago. I'm still paying off the tickets I got from that car. Gosh, I can't catch a break. Every time I get paid, I have to pay them tickets down. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, freaking pay your tickets.
So I just got my bill for 1 semester of college. $8,000. Why am I paying $8,000? I don't understand. That is so much. And I'm paying for it. It's not like my parents are paying for it. I'm paying for it. I don't have $8,000 to just spend for 1 semester. What? Like, literally, what do you do? Like, no way I'm taking out a loan for all that. How am I even gonna pay that out? I don't even know how to take out a loan. I'm just trying to be a nurse, okay? Wow. That's all. Wow.
Biggest mistake that this young lady is making is she has no intentionality over her decisions. She went to school. She didn't realize how much it was going to be, or maybe she did and she's just forgotten. She's got her bill. She didn't have a plan. She's not financially literate whatsoever. She said she doesn't even know how to take out a loan. Well, how about you Google it, or ask your parents, or I don't know, watch a YouTube video, because it's not that dang hard. You don't just need a regular loan to pay for your college. You need a student loan. Go to your school, go to the bursar's office or the financial aid office and ask them what your payment options are. It's not that hard. Or, I don't know, research it a little bit and get educated. But her biggest mistake is having no plan, having no intentionality behind what she was going to do to pay for this. And now she's realizing that she's got a bill and she doesn't know what to do. By the way, $8,000 for a semester doesn't seem like that much in 2025. I bet we see a lot of comments that speak to how cheap that is. $8,000 is actually nothing at all for a semester of college. That's actually cheap. Go to a community college, then transfer. I love that advice. I love it, love it, love it. That is the only way that my kids will go to college, is if they do at least a year, preferably 2 years at a community college, because not only is it so much cheaper to do, and guess what? When you graduate from college, it doesn't show your community college on your diploma. It just shows the college you graduated from. It does not matter whatsoever. Complete all of your undergraduate basics at a community college for sure. My daughter went to a community college for 2 years and worked way cheaper. Then she was hired by a hospital that helps pay for the next 2 years for a bachelor's degree while she works for them. Fantastic. Yeah. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you don't want to take out student loans for college, you don't have to. There are so many ways to afford college at any age, especially as a young person, not married, no kids, you have very little bills. You can do this. You just have to be creative. And that is a great way to do it. Community college. You take out a loan or you don't go to college. I don't agree with that, but that's a steal in today's world of tuition, sadly. Yeah, I know. Prices of college are insane. I was actually looking up what the prices of college were back in the 1970s. You are not going to believe this at all. For the entire 4-year tuition and fees for an in-state university, the average costs were $2,000 to $4,000. Let me repeat that again. For an entire degree for 4 years for an in-state university, on average, $3,000. $3,000. Today, there are some single courses that will cost you $3,000. One course versus an entire degree. Let that sink in for a second. Are you telling me that you applied for school and didn't look to see how much it would cost before it was time to start? That's what I'm saying. I'm in the same boat. Parents simply aren't helping me. I found that working at the same time at school and payment plan is a great way for this situation. Yeah, it absolutely is, because you don't have to fully be able to pay your tuition during the semesters. What you should do, work in the summer, save up a little bit, work during the school year, supplement your payments and what you had from the summer left over, and then rinse and repeat 4 times. You can do this. Work hard, save, budget, spend wisely, have a plan. You can absolutely do this. Do a FAFSA. Get an associate's degree at a community college. Most hospitals hire and then give you 5 stars to get a BSN. You can work and do that online. There are so many ways you can do this. Maybe think about the cost first. Yeah, be intentional, have a plan. If you don't start planning your financial decisions before you do them, this young lady is going to end up having a lot more regrets later in life.
My name is Nicole. I'm a high school dropout, recovering alcoholic from Colorado, and I made the most money of my life in 2024, and I'm going to tell you about it. I started out the year 2024 on food stamps. I was making $300 a week on a good week, and I was in financially the worst situation I'd probably ever been in my life. Now, mind you, I said I'm a recovering alcoholic, so I've been in pretty rough situations. I ended up making the most money I've ever made in 2024, and by a lot. And by so many income streams that I sometimes have a hard time keeping track of. They don't come from anything. I was born to a single mom. My clothes came from thrift stores my entire life. Anything that I have in my life, I have bought and fought for by myself. Nothing has been handed to me. The way that I was able to make the income that I made in 2024 was by having the knowledge, the mindset, and the tools to create income streams and to truly believe that the income that came my way that I deserved and that I was prosperous and I was going to quadruple it. When I tell you that knowledge is the strongest tool you will ever have in your money-making journey, I stand 10 toes down on that. If you have not read this book and you have not done the journal to it, please, for the love of God, spend the $12 and read this book like it is your financial Bible. If you read this and you put it to the test and you treat this damn thing like your life depends on it, it will change your life. I don't care that TikTok's going down. I don't care that Instagram sucks. You will figure out how to make money. Trust me. So if a high school dropout recovering alcoholic from Colorado can do it, so can you. I promise.
This woman's story is so incredibly inspired. I know I'm inspired. I hope you guys are inspired. She turned her life around in all the ways that matters, and we can learn some things from her experience. So let's talk about some. One, she didn't let life beat her down and she didn't give up. You know, I see so much negativity online around finance and the economy and the world for that matter, that people just get beaten down and they stop trying. The moment you stop trying and you surrender to life, you will never move further up the mountain to success, either financially, in your career, in your relationships. And so this woman did not give up. She persevered and she came out the other end a success. And you can do that too. How did she do it? She gained knowledge. She studied. She consumed all the knowledge she could, and it transformed her mind and body. Knowledge is power, and what you consume your mind with is going to transform your life in so many ways. So if you want to change your life financially, consume all the positive financial knowledge that you can. And what areas, you may ask? Well, the areas of personal finance include investments, savings, insurance, real estate, entrepreneurship. I'm sure there's others, but I'm blanking. This book is a phenomenal book. You don't even have to buy it. Go to your local public library and rent it, read it, take notes, do the lessons. It is a great book that will inspire you to change your life. She's speaking of multiple streams of income. That's a great way to really boost your income. Then you can really make a priority list, and that's where the magic really happens. But you don't have to boost your income to succeed financially. There are many ways to the path of success, and that is one of them. This is me currently, and I'm desperate for a change. Wow, that comment hit so heavy. People are crying out. They are desperate for change and to feel successful and to feel a lighter burden of financial desperation. And when you hit rock bottom, I see that you have two options. One, give up. Lay on the cold, hard floor at the bottom of a cave and don't change anything. Or two, and this is the one I hope you choose, is to radically reinvent yourself. Change as much as you can about your life and your circumstances. And it starts with knowledge and positive thinking and a persevering attitude. Why do I have this book and I never read it? That's funny because one of the most impactful financial books on my personal life in my younger years was Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. And funny story is I was given that book as a wedding gift, and it sat on my living room coffee table for like 2 years, untouched, collecting dust, literally until my wife and I had our first kid. She came home to be a full-time homemaker. I was working a dead-end retail job, some night work, and we were struggling so hard financially, mostly due to a lack of income, but also, and equally as important, we had no directional plan. We had no intentionality. We were not being smart with our money. We were spending thousands of dollars a month eating out and on groceries, and we'd buy so much groceries, then we'd have it in the fridge and we'd go out to dinner and then we'd throw the groceries out because they'd spoil in the fridge. Guys, we were just doing all the wrong things. For some reason, I saw the book there on the coffee table and I read it in 2 days. And since then, my life has been so different. It has been like a 180 from that direction. And to be completely transparent, we don't even follow Dave Ramsey's his roadmap anymore. There's a lot of things that we disagree with in his plan and the way he talks to people and a lot of things about what he believes. But irregardless, his plan, his mission, his purpose changed my whole family for the better. It gave us purpose behind our finances. It gave us a vision. It gave us intentionality and focus. And we needed all those things, plus some knowledge that I continued to learn as I stayed interested and I continued to read and explore and to add knowledge so that I could gain more power and control. Guys, I hope this video has been really impactful for you. And if you enjoyed it, I hope that you subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. I'd love to have some discussions in the comment section below about some financial decisions that you regret or some embarrassing financial decisions in your life. I'll see you in the next video.